Hello, my name is David Webb, and this is a video for Dweebovision. I am a Scrabble grandmaster, and in this video I am going to play Scrabble while providing in-game commentary on my moves. Hopefully this will help to improve your game, and be fun to watch. The game has just started, so let's join the action. It's me to go first. This looks a promising rack. I'm wondering if Luca is good, L-E-U-C-H-E-R. I don't think it is. With an S I would have Hercules. Now, what do I want to achieve with this rack, assuming I haven't got a bingo? Certainly playing off the U, splitting up the L and the R. Possibly trying to get us the C or the H on a double letter square. Well, I'm not sure about Luch, because it probably, well, if it's an adjective then Luca may be good, but I think this is good. 28 points is certainly a fine score, and the rack leave is good. And if that stays on, I have the first blank. And it's slightly difficult to concentrate on your rack when you're waiting for a move to come off the board. If Luke stays on, I think it takes a C and a P in front, and it may be a noun, so it could just take an S at the end. I'm not sure about that. Now, I think I have Lauria down from the L of Luch onto the triple word square. And hopefully my opponent will be attracted to the C and the H onto a double word square and leave that alone. What would be better than Lauria would be a double-double in column 11 through the C. I think Recower is good. Wow, it's a good play by my opponent. A good start for him. 82 points. That doesn't take an S at the end. So, Lauria is what I was thinking about. The double-double has been obstructed. What would be better than... Well, let me just put this back. Because there is another double-double ending on the... Well, two of them ending with the W and the L of Warhable. Now, it's very unlikely, given that I have a W on my rack, that there is an 8-letter bingo ending with a W. What about ending with an L? Well, that's also not great. Now the other possibility would be column 8 with the W on one of the double letter squares and hitting the triple word square. And nothing. Well, I suppose a word ending W-E-A-R. Okay, I'm pretty sure there isn't one there. I don't wish to spend time looking for it, because I think it's unlikely. Lauria, 83. And this isn't a great rack. V is rarely welcome in the early or middle part of the game. But I can play Gov, which would sort the rack out. Just need to find somewhere where it plays. Through a U I would have Vooj. Well, Vooj and Vogue. Vooj I've got in column 10 through the U of Luke. That would be quite nice. It would put the V on the triple letter square. At F10. Rack leave of GOS is okay. Now, am I missing anything? It would be nice to play off both G's, the V. Well, if I'm going that far, both O's to maintain the vowel-consonant balance, but I don't think there are any words which satisfy those criteria. Vogie is good, V-O-G-I-E. That does play through the I of Lauria. Now, but for not much score. What are the front hooks for Lauria? I think F and G. And I've got a G, but I can't play Gov and Glauria. I could play Veg. Ooh, Veg-O. I've got Veg-O. Let me see what this looks like. £25 points. Vuj, which uses the same tiles in column 10, 19. So this is 6 more points. I have a slight doubt about Glauria, but I think it's okay. Now what I also need to consider is my opponent's move of Cob, because I could put my V on the triple letter square to make Vow. OBE is good, so nothing goes in front of Co that I have. So do I have a word beginning VO? I certainly want to play off one of my G's. I don't think I do, so I think this is as good as I can get. Now this looks pretty good, slightly vowel heavy. I do have the R of Glauria to consider. Just waiting to see if this stays on the board. I hope it does. Now this is a slightly difficult rack to deal with, because I want to address the vowel consonant imbalance. I'm wondering about Cogie, C-O-G-I-E. That would leave E-S. Now that would play in column 6, making cow and obe. It's probably a good idea to play in that spot anyway. It's going to score well and deny it to my opponent. He may of course have similar thoughts. Ooh, okay, so Glauria not good, should have played Vuj. That's disappointing. I think Flowery and Glowery are both good, but Glowery mustn't compare. Now, if Vuj is taken, what can I play? I note that Cobb does take an O at the end. Wow, good start for my opponent. 2 bingos already. Just looking at the floaters he's provided in case anything is helpful for me. Can't see anything. So this is what I'm thinking about playing and what I should have played last go. Vuj, 19 points. That's pretty good rack. I draw the second V to replace the one I've just played. I don't think I have a bingo. And I've got a duplicate S, so I can happily play off one of those. Now again, I'm looking to see if I can place my V to make Vow. I've got the VO combination. I've only got 1 G this time, not 2, so I don't have to play it, although it would be nice to. And I can't see any words which play in that spot. I have got Vigo in column 11, making Ow, 26 points. What would be a good play would be Govs in terms of the rack leave. Rack leave of ENS is quite promising. I can't see anywhere where to play that. Through an L I would have gloves. I've got the Ness ending. But the rest of the rack is Gov or Vog, so I don't think I have an 8-letter bingo. I'm 80 points behind, 83 points behind. So, do I want to play Vigo in column 11? I'll have a rack lead of NSS, which isn't very good. The V I definitely want to play. I need to consider the Kobo hook. Can't see anything using that. Now, vlog is good. How many S's have been played? Let me think about this. Now, what's good about this is that it keeps the E. 16 points is not good. Vigo was 26 points. So I'm sacrificing 10 points, but I'm keeping the E, which must be worth about 5 in this situation. Now, how good is the column 15 opening? Vlog only takes an S at the end. My opponent has played off one S in salaried, so there are, and one blank has gone. So the only letters which can go after vlog are my two S's or one S and one blank. I think I'll take this chance. Now I have Nexus and vlogs if my opponent doesn't block it. Is there anywhere else for my X? Well, I could just drop it at M7. 33 points, that's pretty good. Be nice to play off the U as well. So Nexus is quite a nice play from that point of view. Through a G I would have Expunes. Great, the Nexus spot stays available. I hadn't checked to see what the score is, but it's going to be reasonably healthy. Gets rid of my U, my X, and my duplicate S. 45 points. Now, I just need to be sure that I'm not missing something better in this spot. So again, I've got the NESS suffix, but I've got PUX to go with that. Okay, I can't see anything better, and the rack leave is fine. And I draw the Z, which is a good scoring tile. I draw another U. I've got futs and puts, and both of those take ES at the end. I certainly do not have a 7 or 8 letter bingo with this rack. Looking at the scores, I'm 50 points behind, so it'd be nice to get a good score with the Z. I no longer have an O for going in front of BE in column 6, so I can't utilise the POW hook. Now I'm looking around to see if there's anywhere for futs and puts. And do I have anything in column 1 onto the N of nip? Don't think I do. So this isn't a great board for me. I do have the F for making Flowerier, which I'm pretty sure about. But I can't see a good way of utilising that. Nice play by my opponent, 26 points. And he has actually provided a spot for futzes. Let me see what this scores. Although I'm burning the S, I'm also getting rid of the bad tiles in the F, the U, and the Z. The Z is good and bad. It's good because it scores well, but you want to play it quickly because it's not bingoing. That's 49 points, which is a good score. And I don't think the F in row A is particularly dangerous. And in any event, I would like the board to be open. And I draw the J and the Q. And I've got the I for going with the Q. And the N, so I've got Chi and Chin. And through an A, I would have Cade and Caddy. Oh, I was just looking in column 1 to see if I had Gin, spelled DJINN, coming down from H1, the triple word square, but it starts one square lower. Now the U of futzes is available for my Q, so I could play quid if that's not blocked. Now there's only two O's left, which is a shame, and the O is not usually a desirable letter, but given that it can go in front of BE, it is, because quite a lot of good tiles go in front of OW. In particular, my J and my P do, but I can't utilise that spot for maximum advantage without having an O. Gin is good with one N as well as two. Now I'm wondering if I've got anything in row B, placing my J on the triple letter square at B10, going through the U of futzes and being doubled. That would be a 50-point power play, but I can't see one. Taffy, yep, 45 points, good score for my opponent. He's now got a 70-point lead. 26 tiles left, including one blank. Not many bingo lanes, although my opponent has opened one in row B. So, what can I do? Well, I could play Chi in row B. Scores 30 points, which is good. I'm taking out a bingo lane, which is bad, and I'm leaving myself with 5 consonants, which is also bad. So, what is the vowel situation on the board? How bad is it to have 5 consonants? If there were plenty of vowels to play through, then it wouldn't be a problem. There's not a huge many. There's the A of salaried, but it's not in a great position, and the I's of louried and salaried are also not in a good place. So can I do better than Chi and T? Ah, of course. I can do this. Now, what's good about this is that it scores 40 points and it's retaining a vowel. And yeah, well, I think that's good enough. This is way better than anything else I've considered, and there isn't a spot to play, or I can't play chin in the same spot. Great, I draw another vowel. Although it's a duplicate, I'd still rather have 2 duplicate vowels than just 1 vowel. It means that I can play off 1 vowel and retain 1 vowel. Nice play by my opponent, 36 points, and he's opened a bingo lane in column 2. So now the board is opening up. I've got column 2, row B, so I certainly don't want to block those. I've got a scoring tile in the J. Now I could just place my J at J6. I don't have an O, but this scores 29 points, which is a good score. This would take me to 310, only 39 points behind. Rackley, not great, but it's somewhat bingo-y. But what would be better is if I could play off the J and the I. 4 E's left. That would certainly improve my rack. Just looking in row B to see if I can place my J on the triple letter square and run through underneath Taffy, but I can't. Now I could play Gin in column 2. Let me see what that scores. That does have the advantage of sorting out the duplicate I. And I note that there are 4 I's to come, so playing Jow would be quite risky. 20 points. So I'm sacrificing 9 points, but this rack leave is much, much better. And I think given how far behind I am, that I ought to be maximising my chances of bingoing. And although this obstructs a bingo lane in column 3, it doesn't... Well, it takes out the bingo lane in column 2, and it replaces it with a far inferior bingo lane in column 3. But but it doesn't eliminate that bingo lane, and row B is still available. And row O is still available for a bingo beginning with the R of Lauria. Now, can I do better than gin for 20? Got 8 minutes left on the clock. There are 20 tiles left. The A of salaried is also in a nice position for a bingo. Well, I'm not seeing anywhere great. The trouble with gin is it doesn't feel like it's a great score. I feel I ought to be doing better. Well, I could play jibe in row K. 26 points. That's 6 more points. Keeps in a D and an N with this rack leave of pit. And I don't think a D and an N help this rack leave. My opponent could well be drawn to playing parallel to gin and scoring quite well. But if he does so, he'll be opening up column 7 and will not be obstructing column 5 through the A of salaried. I think given all the vowels that are out there, that I prefer this rack leave to the same with a D and an N. And I also want to have a bit of turnover to increase my chances of drawing an E and the blank and the S. Gosh, horrible pickup. Horrible, horrible, horrible. So, what am I going to do with this? Great, only 13 points. Now, given how well my opponent has played up to now, I suspect he's got a pretty good rack and is just clearing out a couple of duplicates, so he could be getting ready to bingo. And what I need to do is resolve the vowel consonant imbalance and split up the duplicate N. 6 minutes left, 14 tiles in the bag. So, what am I going to do? And I'm going to struggle to score with this rack. Well, I could play Pinter in column 5. Let me see what that looks like. There are a lot of vowels left. Let me explain the significance of that. I'm keeping 3 consonants, so I definitely want to draw vowels. Normally I would not like to keep 3 consonants because of the risk of having 7 or 6 consonants next go. But there are 21 tiles unseen. 13 of them are vowels. So there's very few consonants left. So I should end up with a pretty balanced rack. Now, what's wrong with this move is the score. Only 14 points. And I note there are no scoring tiles left. There's just the C for 3 points. So apart from the fact that it's hugely vowel heavy, it's quite a balanced, quite a bingo-y set of tiles that are left. 5 minutes left. Can I do better than Pinter? Wow. I could play it here, and this would stop my opponent scoring off the J. If he's got a lot of vowels, then the J is an obvious place to put your vowel next to score well. This is 16 points, slightly more points. It's opening up a really good bingo lane in column 4, which is good because I'm behind. Can I do better than this? I don't mind playing the P off because that's for score. Don't mind playing the I off. There's plenty of those left and I have to play off 1 vowel. The N is splitting up a duplicate, which is good. The T, well, there's 2 T's left. So this is okay. Yep. Great, I draw the blank. Now, do I have a bingo? Surely I do, and I've got 4 minutes on my clock. So I'm looking, great, my opponent's taken out row B. Now, what about column 4 for a bingo ending in S? Can't see one. What about row O for a bingo beginning R-E or R-I? Oh, I thought I had redrawing and I don't. Don't have reindeer. So now lip takes an E at the end, so if I simply had a bingo ending E, then that would play in column 4. So let me go through this. Randia and Drainer. Annie only takes an L and an S. Nerdia and Dernier, they don't play. Just looking to see if there's any other bingo lanes I've overlooked. Don't think so. Well, there's row D ending with NM. Inferred through an E. Grinder. Reindeer. Drinker. I think the NRR combination is not good. What about this? Let me go back on there. Nerdier again. Okay, I can't see one. So the thing to do now is there's still 8 tiles left and it's an open board. So what do I play off? Certainly one of my R's. Do I need to play off anything else? If I played off one R here, I'd be opening up a new bingo lane in column 5, but that might make it easy for my opponent to block column 4. So maybe there's a better place for my R. Now looking at the scores, I'm 63 points behind, which usually means I would want to score well. I've only got a minute left on my clock, so I can't hang around. Well, I could play Drow. That might make it harder for my opponent to block. And I think row O looks better. 10 points. Okay, I'm running short of time, so I am going to play this. Now, surely I have a bingo. So, yep, good bingo by my opponent. Now, what do I have in the bottom row? Do I have something beginning R-E? Gosh, what do I have? Can't see anything there. What do I have through the floaters at the top, through the A? I have Araniids. Okay, I think I'll get this down. I'm sure there is something at the bottom. Araniids. 70 points. Just wait for my opponent to formally end the game, which he does. And the final score, 413 to me, 455 to my opponent, a winning margin of 42 points. So well done to my opponent. Let's see what I missed. It was me to go first. Great. Luke doesn't compare, but Luke is good. And that looks best. Great bingo by my opponent, Warhable. I played Lauria, and that was the highest scoring bingo. This was a pretty yucky rack. I could have got 36 points for playing though, making vow, but I'm keeping 2 Gs. I think B11, where's that? Vigo and ow. Okay, I played the phony of Glaria, but Vigo was my alternative, and although it's 10 points less, I think it's worthwhile in terms of splitting up that duplicate G. Generally, a duplicate letter is worth 5 points, but I think a duplicate G probably more. Now, my opponent bingoed again. I did play Vigo, and that looks fine. No, I didn't. I played Vooj. Okay, Vigo was playable in column 11, and yeah, it would have been better. But this is where I nearly played Vigo and played Vlog instead, and I think Vlog is better for the reasons stated. Yeah, my opponent was in no position to block my Vlog's hook. I played Nexus for 45. That brought me back to within 50 of my opponent. This is where I played Futzes for 49. That looks best. Opponent plays Taffy, and my rack significantly deteriorated. Chi for 41 was playable, which was good for me. And Jibed. Oh, I didn't think about putting the D at the end of Jibe. That's a decent score and a decent rack lead. What did I do? I played Jin for 20, keeping PIT. Yep, Jibed would certainly have been better. I didn't like keeping DINPT, but Jibed more score and a better rack leave, so that was the play there. Pin Dan for 18. Well, I think Pint was better. Wow, I did not have a bingo here. I felt that I was short on time, and with the blank and such bingo-y tiles and opportunities on the board, I thought I had almost certainly overlooked a bingo, and I hadn't. What I did instead was play Drow for 10. Well, I'm not sure about that. Where's Engerd playing I14? Oh, I see. Down next to Nexus. It wrecks the rack leave, but the remaining tiles are pretty bingo-y, so maybe that was the play. As it was, my opponent did have a bingo, which I think secured the win for him regardless, even if I had played Engerd and bingoed out. My opponent's bingo put him far enough ahead to guarantee the win. Now, what did I have through the R of Lauria? I had Reordain for 80 points, but the biggest score was at H14. Coming down parallel to Nexus through the G of Vlogs with Danglia for 88. Now what I did was Iraniids for 70, so I missed out on 18 points with this final move, and 13 points by not spotting Reordain or Rancida, which are both pretty common words, but it just shows under time pressure how it impacts your ability to spot the best moves. So that was the end of that game. So quite an interesting variety of racks to consider, and some nice bingos from my opponent, in particular Warhable, which is a really nice word. So I thank my opponent for a good game, and I hope you enjoyed watching that game and got something out of it. My name is David Webb, and this has been a video for Dweebovision.